Welcome back to March to Orbit. We are taking a lot longer getting up than I thought we were going to do. Last time we had that failed orbital attempt, partly because I was trying to get us to a reasonably good periaps, and that was never a good idea. Now we've uprated our, well, I say uprated, we've probably broken our craft to the A2 version, and then that engine failed. So that's always a good sign. So what we're going to do is rush that forward, get it recovered, and then it's going to be ready to roll out. Why is it in yellow? Why is that in yellow? This vessel did not pass the part. Oh, interesting. Let's edit that then and see what's going on. Right. We are through the ground. That's interesting. Maybe that is part of the reason we've got a problem right now. There we go. Let's just do that. So obviously by bringing it back to the VAB, it's decided to put it through the ground. Can we save those edits? Is that possible? Merge build vessel. Ooh. That's something I haven't used. Can I? So you choose a vessel and you merge two together. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I like that. So you could do your payloads. Now, this is something that I think is reasonably new in Kerbal construction time. I know they were working on it. That's something I really like to do, and something I actually need to get into. Maybe the next proper series I will do. Anyway, let's save these edits and get this thing going towards orbit. All right, we are now ready, and it is ready for rollout. So all we have to do is reposition it. We have its sibling there is probably its sister craft, which will be ready in 280 days, so that's good. So if we mess this one up, I do get a second shot before the series ends. If we don't have an episode tomorrow, in fact, I'm going to say, if you don't have an episode tomorrow, then you know it's finished, but you've already watched this one, so it doesn't really matter. All right, let's try this. Right, here we are. Oh, the lighting is lovely on that, isn't it? Right, let's get this thing just going. It's just, we're just going to orbit. That's, it's an everyday occurrence. We're going to manage this. So I think everything's ready. Decouple, and that's the pull away, that's the pull away. I'm just going to keep an eye on the staging, I think. Right, so we're going to fire those engines. Are we working this time? We are. Let's go. There we are. Off we are. We are moving. All right. So we're going to go up. We're going to start turning. A lovely view from the Cape today, isn't it? Look at that. Absolutely lovely. Right. We're going to turn now. Start that turn. We're going to aim for, again, we're going to try and do basically the orbit for that first scientific satellite, just because I think it's actually a pretty hard task. It didn't used to be as hard as that. It's actually been made harder. I think probably when we were in 1.10 with RP-1. And I like it. It might have been before that. I like it. Originally, the first scientific satellite was pretty much just sending something up with a piece of satellite of science equipment on. And I think the fact that you now have to have sort of longevity over the craft, and you have to be able to maintain charge, it has to actually be able to do something, it has to actually do a science experiment, I think actually really adds to that contract a lot, and it adds that extra boundary to it, so that the first artificial satellite and then the first scientific satellite aren't basically just automatically the same thing, which is what they used to be. You used to basically always go, yeah, I'm just going to do them at the same time, whereas now you can potentially you can jump into first artificial satellite Sputnik style, but you might have to put a bit more work in to get that scientific satellite aspect. So there we go. Yeah, we're gonna let this turn over. I'm now actually too steep for myself. We want our apoapsis to be about 300 when this thing is basically burned out. 300, 200 and something. So I'm actually going to ready myself to bring it down. We've got 20 seconds left, so we can actually go to zero inclination there. There we go. Now this top stage has got about a minute and 30 seconds on it, so we need to be aware of that. We want to get out of the thick atmosphere ideally, because we would really love to be facing forward. So what I might do is actually hold this attached for a while. We may keep this attached until we get into the thinner atmosphere. You can see we're actually reasonably high up there. So we're going to just leave this attached, I think, for now. We're going to let it slide up there. And ideally, I want to decouple when we are when we're actually higher up. So there we go. Once we get into the good stuff, is ideally when I want to do it. As long as our orientation isn't too far off, I might end up just holding this whole craft on until we're near 200. It's probably near the 2 minute mark, or 130 minute, 1 minute 30 seconds, probably the best time to do it, and then it'll allow us to get to our desired apoapsis at the right time. So we've got about 30 seconds to go on that. We've got about 13 minutes left on the episode, so we should be okay. Fingers crossed. Let's have a go. I'm now starting to think, should I have taken the first scientific satellite or contract? Right. That worked. That decoupled nicely. I'm actually going to get rid of these as well. Right. Now we're ready. We're going to throttles on. Fire the engine. There we go. Perfect. Right. Now we're going sideways. Perfect. That was a horrible little skip there. Okay, that's good. Now the next time we do something is going to be to spin this up. So we're going to sit on the 0. We're just going to let it go. So yeah, I think we're doing okay. I'm happy with this. This is looking good. I mean, this is a horrible looking satellite, and it looks horrendous. And these bits hanging down don't look too much better, do they? But it's going to make it. I think we may have the Delta V for this, as long as this engine doesn't die. If this engine dies, we are kaputskied completely. In fact, this stage may actually make it on its own, thinking about it. Possibly not. Possibly not. We'll see. It is a reasonably high orbit. What I do want to do is just pop that down a degree or 2. That's better. That's where I want it. Just to do that. Because we are going to just 1 degree down, just to give us that little bit. Right, there we go. You are now done, aren't you? Come on. Finish off your burn. You're going to get nice and close. We're getting a nice high thrust to weight right now. And now what I need is for this thing not to turn when it decouples, because when it finishes. There we go. Okay. Right, now we're just waiting. We're going to start our spin. And got a bit of forward momentum, so I'm going to fire that. No! You are kidding me. How is the vapor in the... No. I should have started the engine first. Right. Okay. We had forward momentum. I should have started that hot stagey. It wasn't showing as having a problem. I may go back and have a look. I'm pretty sure it wasn't showing as having a problem. Right. Okay. Right. We're getting at least science stuff. We'll let this run. We'll let this run and get science stuff. You get some science for us, but we're pretty much gone. Right, it's going to come in there. I'm going to jump across and we're going to get sibling and see if we can actually do that properly this time. And I may take the other contract. I think it's going to have to be. So no, I want to resume flight. I want to range safety. It won't let me jump out while I'm in the atmosphere because I was too quick to do it. Right, back to the Space Center. Right, we're going to go again. We're going to just keep doing this. We're going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. We're going to duplicate this as well. Right, we're going to warp to that. We should be able to, hurry up. We should be able to get this one off quickly enough so that we don't have a contract fail. But what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to put all the eggs in one basket. This might kill the series. This might be the end of the series because... I'm going to accept. Where's it gone? Thank you. I'm going to accept first scientific satellite. I'm actually going to accept it. Because we have to. We you know what? This is just going to go on forever. So there we go. Done. Accepted. And I don't have anything else left to do. So we're going to... Can we pay that? I don't have the lunar range communications. Okay. Right. Roll it out. Hopefully that'll pay for the mess up if I mess this up. So let's just go for it. Right, let's launch this thing. Right, so we're on the pad again, yet again. We're just going to go for it. We just have to go. We just have to make this happen. Right, fire engines. Give me everything. Let's go. Right. So, what have we learned? We've learned that the series might end in this episode if everything goes horribly wrong. I think we get one more shot. I think we've got one more shot because of taking that science contract. I think we can potentially go one more. But yeah, this is going to be a tight one. So yeah, I'm gonna this episode I might extend. I might extend it just in case this launch runs on. It shouldn't. I should have enough time. We've got about 7 minutes. But I don't know. I don't know if we will manage to get it into orbit and everything like that for this. So let's have a look. We're going up okay. Everything looks okay right now. I'm on the mark, as it were. I do want to speed this up, but it just takes annoying. Now I should point out Part of the reason that this is a bit odd for me is I never normally use the Russian engines for first stages at this point in a career. I normally use something like the LR-79, and I build a more of a lighter, slimmer rocket with a different upper stages and multiple upper stages, things like that. So this is a bit of a different take for me, and it's outside my comfort zone a little bit, because I've never really used the Soyuz engines. It's not something I use. I don't know why. They just do not fit my flying and play style and things like that. I don't ever build half Soyuz. I don't build full Soyuz, or R7s or anything like that. So it's it's not something I do. I'll often use the Russian engines at the start of a playthrough, but then I will basically switch over to American engines, and I don't know why. I really don't know why. It's a bit of an odd one, actually. I'm a bit of an odd one when it comes to that. Yes, that's correct. We want to actually put a bit more altitude on this. Now, last time I did notice we went way higher than I probably needed to. So we need to keep that in mind right now. I'm going to put a -1 on there. This stage is going to die. We'll hold it at 0. And we're gonna wait until we get right on the marker, I think, this time before we do anything. We're holding it nice and stable. There we go. That engine's now gone. Right, we're gonna warp a little bit. We're gonna get a little bit of warpage going on. So we know that the decoupling and everything sort of worked nicely last time. What I am gonna do is move my fairings down. We're going to get rid of those. Right, there we are. Now, we need to keep an eye on this. This went last time, and it's annoying, actually. It's really annoying that it did it. I am concerned that this stage doesn't have enough push to actually get us to the required apoapsis for the scientific contract. And this thing is starting to turn in a bad way, actually. Is that terrible? Is that terrible? I'm going to wait until we've got like less than a minute, and then we're going to fire things. So everything's on. Get the engine throttle on. There we go. Get that good. Wonderful. Right. There we are. Now, this is more like it. I'm actually going to point it down a bit, because I don't want to be gaining apoapsis. Our periapsis, I don't want it to be higher than where it is now. So we just want to hold it. Got 30 seconds, so we're going to go past our time, but that's going to potentially slow down. So we'll go to 0, right? So that's going to start slowing down because we're going to have enough thrust, and then I need to be thinking about this. That fires. I think we want to fire that at the same time as those. Is what I'm actually thinking now. I think we want to spin it, start it, and then we want to actually decouple it once it's going. I think is what I want to do. I think that's what I want to do. Right. 20 more seconds on this burn. Okay, we're now going to start coming down, which is not brilliant, but you do a little bit of that just to sort of hold it up. Hopefully counter the fall a little bit, and then we get to about 3 seconds. We'll go to 0, or 5 seconds. 5 seconds. We'll go to 0. Right, we're ready. I am ready. It's ready. There we go. Right, that was nice. That was better. That was better. That was better. Now we've got 10 seconds of this. I think we're going to get. We've got orbit. So we've done the orbit mission. Now the question is, can we get to where we need to with this? And I think we have. I think we might have. Let's have a look. Ooh, let's have a look. Right, that's going to be an artificial one. Okay. And this one is going to be in orbit for that. We've got everything I think we need. Yeah, right. So I think now we just leave this in orbit. From me until the next episode, when we figure out if we've actually completed this mission. Have a great one. I don't even know why I said that. We're not even anywhere near the required time, are we? Right, I suppose we can actually we can warp this a bit. Are we going to have the electricity? I'm just thinking, actually. Oh yeah, we are having the electricity. Right, so let's send this thing off into the space. So we've done a load of stuff. We've got the first artificial satellite. I've actually got like 2 minutes. That was a quick launch. I didn't realize how quick that launch was. This thing will lose signal a lot of the time, but it's going to regain it as well, I think. We do need to be aware of for this second the scientific satellite. It needs to have it needs to spend basically a day in orbit, and it needs to carry out scientific experiments that we're doing. It needs to do the cosmic ray science. That needs to be running. So we need to basically give it that opportunity. We're gonna let it spin around a few times. And what we're doing now is I'm just keeping an eye on this and the electricity. You see the electricity is going down. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I want it to get to, so 14, 15, 20. So we should be at, there we go. Right, we should be there now. It should have done it. Yeah, I think we've got it. Oh, hold on. No, that's the one from before I didn't clear. Okay, right. So first artificial satellite is done. First scientific satellite is done. How much more is left on this thing? It's got a lot of potential data, hasn't it? We can get 10 out of that and 6 out of that. So I'm actually going to leave this now in orbit. It can run that. We're almost getting to the end of the episode, the actual real end of the episode, instead of the fake end of the episode, which we had earlier when we actually made it to orbit really quickly. Right, let's jump back to the Space Center and figure out what the next steps are. Right, so we have we got missions that we can want to look at? Yeah, we actually do. So, we we now have the lunar flyby missions. Brilliant. That's going to be great for us. We have a lot of science to spend. We'll get that done in a second. We also have things like Kármán line crew, which we're not going to be looking at just yet. The polar satellite one we'll probably go for, and we'll probably be looking at this one. It's stable orbit, 14 days, and having 100 units of charge. Now, I believe you used to be able to cheat this. I don't know if you still can, where you'd put charge on board for 100 units and lock it. You've got to have a positive charge balance now, so that's something we need to keep in mind. I need to think about that. I don't think that's something we can do easily. Particularly, normally I would mix the two of them, but I'm not sure that's going to be possible right now. And then we've got the lunar flybys, which are going to cost a bit of funding, so we need to have a think about that. And we may have a couple of build episodes because of it. We've also got the Kármán line crewed, which, you know what, is an option. I mean, I had written it off. First of all, I want to get this here done. I can start researching. Where's capsules? Where are capsules? There's the first capsule, isn't it? What do I actually need? I need that, which is 19. I can't research that yet because it's 20. But we could go for the X2 goes to 70. Where's the X? Where is there's the X15, which is allowing you to do, I could do that. We could put an X15 up. So maybe that's it. So comment down below thoughts. Moon, X15 style thing. I mean, we could put something up with air bricks and it would just basically come back down. Is what I'm actually thinking. We wouldn't build an X15. We could go Kármán line. I said Kármán line is possible with that. So yeah, comment down below what you want to see us do. And from me, until next time, have a great one.